So, I mean, you've already started talking about it, haven't you? You've already started saying that you don't want to entertain the future because the present is so exciting, which sounds a bit like being in love, doesn't it? Um,
Absolutely. Actually, aye.
so let's get really clear. I mean, like I want you to be able to be really clear and identify like the topic and the outcome for today. So how would you describe what you want to talk about?
I think for me, obviously, that the kind of initial thing for this was about whether to pursue the
Yeah,
coaching credential,
yeah,
Um, and I guess I just feel like I can't make that decision without talking through a wee bit about where I'm at. So
yeah,
there's something about just getting space to maybe reflect on and take stock of, why did I originally think that was something I really wanted, and what's changed about that now makes me, because I would say there is a bit of me that feels definitely leaning more towards currently that chasing the coaching credential isn't for me right now,
yeah,
but I kind of want my thinking challenged a wee bit
yeah,
on that because I can get lost in the sort of romance of where I'm at just now, and that's such a lovely feeling. But there's another part of me thinks that I've always just been so wedded to obsessing about the future and certainty. And a big part of this journey from where I was a good few months ago has been learning that certainty, actually letting go of that can be so liberating and
yeah.
finding really nice things. So I think today to talk through a wee bit of my thinking about what was appealing or not about that opportunity, and to maybe land on a bit more clarity about the pros and cons about pursuing it or delaying it or not at all, maybe eventually.
Okay. Okay. So there's a little bit of a retrospective, isn't it, to understand, analyze your thoughts and how you got to that thinking as well as what's changed. Okay. Okay. And by midday, an outcome. I mean, is this? Do you want to get to a decision? Do you want to get to awareness? Do you want something else?
I think I think what I always love about these conversations is the sort of things that creep in that I wasn't expecting. So I think even just to leave the call with a wee bit more personal insight,
Yeah.
because I do mull over and I reflect
Yeah.
and I will, but I think especially because this is recorded, if I can have access to it as well, I
Yeah.
think just those sort of moments, those wee eureka and aha moments that you go, God, that really is more important to me
Yeah.
than I thought. So I think personal insights is probably what I'm trying to achieve more than anything else.
Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, that could be language for intangibles, does it? And does that feel all right? Does that feel enough that you just
I,
you just
I,
want to raise some awareness?
oh no, no, absolutely, Charlie. And I think as it comes out, I think I'm one of the folk with the coaching journey that actually that is a good enough outcome for
Yeah,
me. Something I probably battle with in the coaching world is having the clients that come in that's just not good enough for.
yeah.
They really need everything fixed or whatever. So that's probably an off-putting feature, kind of. So for me, absolutely, that's cool.
Okay, okay. The awareness. And a feeling. Like, I mean, how would you like to feel by midday?
I think more like self-assured,
Yeah,
because I think I've got these quite potent feelings right now,
yeah,
but the bit of me that's always had to manage my own anxiety about things and stuff is still creeping on and going, but what if?
yeah,
Don't trust this.
yeah.
What if it all get the rug gets pulled from beneath your feet and you'll be wishing you'd started that coaching credential 3 months ago or
Yeah.
what? Do you know? So I think I've got those two sides kind of battling the now. The
Yeah.
bit that's just really trying to embrace and believe
Mm.
and trust that things could just continue to be as good as they feel, or this other bit that's got to constantly manage for the next heap of shit that could come my way and that I've got a backup plan and a safety net and a whatever. Um, so I think feeling a bit more self-assured about where I'm at and the decisions that I'm trying to make for myself.
Okay, so you want to feel more self-insured and just playing back what you're saying, it's like angel and devil, isn't it? Yin and yang, and like
100%.
excitement versus
Yeah.
caution. All right, okay, cool, cool, cool. And if we got there, if you do feel more self-assured that whatever the decision is, it feels solid. What do you think that would mean to you? Yeah, in the weeks and months coming up.
I think sometimes memories are things that I can kind of clasp onto, like experiences anyway, experiences and memories. So I think having a conversation like this where there are nuggets that will stay kind of imprinted in my mind, I've not given myself the proper space to really recognise where I'm at or the progress I've made or successes I've had or whatever. So I think if today some of that pops up and it's like a real rubber stamp kind of thing, I think in the coming weeks and months I'll have something to reflect back on and hang on to a bit, like real concrete parts of this discussion where I'll be able to go, but don't forget. Remember you said this. Remember you felt that. Remember
Yeah.
this was more important than that. So I think it's given me things that I can latch onto a bit more concretely.
Okay. Okay. I won't ask it now, but at some point in the hour, it will be good to ask why not? Like, how come you haven't done that? That thinking about your successes.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's put that out there as a sort of an ether question that we'll come back to. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And maybe it might be helpful now before we get into the bodies to sort of tease out the areas that we need to work on. So you talked a bit about looking backwards at where you how you got to this decision. You've talked a bit about the feelings. You've talked a little bit about the sort of, my words, yin and yang of what's going on, being pulled in two directions. What do you think we need to work on within all that to get to a good outcome?
Means I probably don't have the right exact words, but I think there's something about me thinking through the decision related to the coaching credential. So that's sitting there.
Yeah,
You know, I, I feel like my mind's been quite all or nothing thinking about it.
yeah,
I either need to go to absolutely full pelt or I need to ignore it completely. Is there a somewhere in between that I'm not aware of? I don't know. I think there's something about my current situation and the sort of realizations that I've been having, getting a bit of space to share some of that and what that might mean for moving forward. Because I guess I felt I've ended up in quite a different place to where I thought, but that's good and that's okay. Um, those two things are the two areas that feel that I want to talk about or share something about, probably mostly.
okay, okay. So would they be a good starting point?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.